I'm Joe Johnson, as we launch into another edition of Beatle Brunch, a celebration of the greatest group in rock history, featuring the songs and stories of the Fab Four on stage, backstage, and in the studio. The Beatles and George Martin always refused to release a live album, but 7 years after the breakup, Capitol insisted they take songs from their 3 Hollywood Bowl shows and make a full album. The result was another million-selling Beatles album that has yet to be issued officially on CD. Today we'll salute those 3 releases with songs and stories from them all. Plus, I'll be joined by legendary Beatles artist Tim Piper to wax poetic about the bowl. I'm Joe Johnson, and this is Beatle Brunch, and now we're up to our special feature. I'm joined once again by musician Tim Piper, who's played in the Beatle band Revolution for many years and also plays John Lennon in his one-man show, Just Imagine. Here to give us more background on the Hollywood Bowl concerts.
Hey, Joe, great to see you again, and hello, Beatle Brunch people. You know, I live in the San Fernando Valley, which is just over the hill from the Hollywood Bowl. I also happen to know Mr. Bob Eubanks. My show, Just Imagine, played at Bob's old Cinnamon Cinder Club, which is in Studio City, not far from the Bowl. And that's where Bob hosted the Beatles receiving the keys to the city of Los Angeles prior to the Hollywood Bowl concert. You know, Bob told me personally that as a K-Relay disc jockey back in 1964, he mortgaged his house for $25,000, gambling on bringing the Beatles to the Bowl. And obviously it paid off. I mean, he brought them back in 65 for 2 more shows and also presented them at Dodger Stadium. Great guy.
So what was the Hollywood Bowl like back then?
Now, 50 years ago, you've got to imagine that the Hollywood Bowl wasn't quite the way that it is today. Not just technologically speaking, but there was a pool that separated the front of the stage from the box seats. And not only did the girls try to jump into the pool to swim to the Beatles, but they also screamed thinking that John was going to fall into it due to his nearsightedness. A riot.
So why did it take 12 years for a Beatles live album to come out?
Of course, you know, Joe, the Capitol tried several times to record the concerts, but due to lack of good sound quality, the tapes remained in vaults for years. I'm going to play a couple with my guitar here that didn't make it to the album. Baby's good to me, you know, she's happy as can be, you know, she said so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. And another one that John liked to perform live a lot. Oh dear, what can I do? Baby's in black and I'm feeling blue. Tell me, oh, what can I do? And one more that George did. Well, they took some honey from a tree, dressed it up and they called it me. Everybody's trying to be my baby. Everybody's trying to be my baby. Everybody's trying to be my baby now.
Tim Piper, excellent. Thanks so much for the insight on the Hollywood Bowl shows, an album released May 4th, 1977.
Joe, thanks again for everything. Always a pleasure to be here.
My pleasure, Tim. Read more about Tim Piper at timpipermusic.com and our website, brunchradio.com. Brought to you by the Beatle Brunch Club. It's the place where Beatle fans get together to listen to the show on demand, with deluxe tracks, not broadcast. Plus, go back in time and hear old brown shows, Beatle Brunches from 20 years ago today and before. Join up for just pennies a day at brunchradio.com.